And we're live.
What camera? That camera?
That camera right there.
I guess.
What's going on, everybody? So we're doing something a little different, obviously, because we are in bad internet land. So we're in the grocery store parking lot again. But I figured out how to make this a little better, a little wider view. Last week it was this crappy laptop camera in my lap. And like where a laptop would go. And you were not here. So it was all around more crappy than normal. So, yeah, let's do it. So the reason we were a couple minutes late or a minute late or whatever is because I was trying to fix an ad. So I don't know if it takes a little time. It might take YouTube time. I'm not really sure. To add the I'm just going to say it t-shirt in the little. So if you look below the YouTubes down there, you'll see our merch shelf. That's what they call it on YouTube. Where I have a few of our t-shirt designs, and a few people last week were making jokes and saying you should put on a shirt, I'm just going to say it.
And you did.
And I did. So it is there. If you do not see it there, go over to Dylan Talks Tone and you can see it there. Because I know for sure that on the Dylan Gear page, it's there. YouTube's its own thing. Anyway. So that's that. So yeah, we got a bunch of questions tonight.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
Where are they?
Oh no. Where are they?
Isn't that where they would be, or is it?
They would be there. Oh no. Please don't tell me.
You lost them.
I lost everybody. Oh, here they are. I found them.
Wait, so you have to be on a certain screen?
Yeah.
Or did you just put them in the wrong place?
I put them in the wrong place.
Oh.
But we still have them. So that's what's important.
We good.
So for those of you that don't know, when you go to Patreon and ask questions on the weekly post, or you go on to become a YouTube member and click the little join button. Of course, we get to as many questions as we can during these weekly FAQs, but those ones get guaranteed, as well as super chats also. And they get put on the screen, and we give you a shout out for that. So that's why. So, and we play a special noise for you when you're a super chat person, and a couple other things too. So yeah, just hang around. You'll see. Good thing you're wearing this seat. Yeah. Why am I wearing a seatbelt? Thank you.
Because it's red and it's awesome.
It matched.
It might be why we bought it.
It matched my shirt and my hat. I was just like trying to bring it all together, you know.
Somebody was like, "Man, you really downsized."
Yeah, we did.
We're not living in the Jeep.
No, we're no.
Yes, we're in a supermarket parking lot.
Yes.
No, we are not just functioning by dashboard lights. We brought some lights.
Yes, these are the. What are they? These are the Aperture MC lights, and so we brought lighting, we brought cameras, we brought audio, we brought a hotspot. Like, we are ready.
And he had his seatbelt on, so he was prepared for anything.
Yes. Yep.
And he's not even driving.
Dennis said safety first. So
Dave said safety third.
Well, that's because he watches Cletus McFarland, obviously.
Is that what that's from?
Yes.
Oh my god.
At least that's where my latest, where it goes from. We are going to talk about the probably best, definitely the biggest guitar stores that we've ever been to.
Not just that we've ever been to. We thought it was the biggest in the country, And when we walked in, we were told it was the biggest in the world.
And you're going to, obviously, you already figured this out, that we're talking about Sweetwater because we were in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And you may be saying to yourself, why is he saying that an online retailer is the best guitar store that you've ever been in? We're going to get into that. And I'm just going to say that if all guitar retailers followed the example of some of these things, the world would be a better place. And we're going to get into details. The whole world. Because it's the best guitar store in the whole world, as far as I know. I came home with a guitar. So we'll talk about that. I posted it on Patreon earlier. And for YouTube members. So I'll let you know what that is, but I wanted to let them know first. I kind of let them pick it, sort of. I gave a couple of ideas, and people were giving some ideas, and so that's one of the reasons why we. And I'm going to tell you the videos that are come from it. You're going to love it. This guitar is super cool. So yeah, super stoked. And we're going to talk about Sweetwater tonight. So yeah, but let's get into some of these questions first. I guess we should do that, right? And if you have any questions that you want answered, either hit the super chat button or ask them with a bunch of question marks in front of it, and Leslie will try to keep up with them.
We're on the wrong sides tonight.
Yeah, we're backwards because of. And actually, watch this.
No, don't do it.
Oh, you just need it. Sure. Okay. Never mind.
Don't do it.
Okay. First one is long. BC Rich says market research conducted by Fender has revealed that about a third of all Fender instruments sold are used for Christian praise and worship music. Does that surprise you at all? Nope, absolutely not. And are you somewhat sad that fewer people are playing rock? Christian music is just bad rock and roll, right? Are you, or do you not care as long as people are showing an interest in playing guitar in any form of music? This is an interesting question. So, when I first got started with kind of the whole YouTube thing, and for the first few years, I paid attention to the praise and worship crowd. We live in the South, so it surrounds us anyway. Like everybody I know plays in a praise and worship situation. Mm-hmm. And so we're quite familiar with it and how it works. And I'm really, I'm not surprised. I think that number is probably a little high. I would say that all jazz masters and weird offsets are probably, that's a joke, but I think there is a percentage of Fender guitars, but I think there's a percentage of all guitars that are going to it.
And I never remember your name, Wayne Hussey. It probably is based on USA statistics.
It has to be.
It's probably not worldwide. And that says sold. Like, but if you were given a budget to purchase instruments and you had a personal interest, but you said that's all the music you played, how much are you really playing those instruments, and is that accurate representation? Or do you just have this stand full of guitars because you had a budget to spend it on?
Because that's how it works in many cases, and I know that there might be people that get in the comments, and this is kind of a touchy subject as far as like players getting paid for worship work, but they do. A lot of them do, and they get paid well, and so they do have a budget for instruments. Many times, there's a lot of boutique instruments that go into that as well. Here's the other thing you got to remember too. Somebody I trust gave me a statistic that when Gibson said that they made $295 million last year in guitar sales, everybody on the internet flipped out like they were some huge company and they were some like ridiculous big machine that's out to, you know how people get about big numbers. But they did like 250, 295, something like that million. Fender did 750, almost $1 billion, $750 million. They are so big that I don't see this number being accurate. Maybe in a particular geographical area, like you're talking about, like the United States, which is a very small percentage. And I think it's one of those things, because America, that people don't realize that the United States is a small part of the overall instrument market. We like to think we're the center of it because it's where all the cool stuff is made. And yes, that's true. But as far as who buys it and uses it, we are not. In fact, my audience is over 50% not even from this country anyway. So this statistic might be loaded a little bit in the wrong direction.
It did say it was North America.
Okay, so I do not have any worries, BC Rich, about anybody not playing guitar.
Yeah, I think it's great.
I think it is too.
Because it just means people are buying guitars.
Yeah, and I mean, what is rock music?
And I think what you play, maybe primarily, or what you get paid to play, is not necessarily your first love either.
Oh, we see that in the country circles, don't we?
Yeah, I had an opinion about country music. Then you see it live, and it's not country music.
It's a rock show with cowboy boots. Yeah.
And then also, we've seen some people I really like that I would have I really thought they were grounded in country music, and really they like blues, which also makes sense. So, I don't know.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I don't really care what people play as long as they play. And I also, rock music, like I said, is so narrowly defined. If we're just talking you know how I feel about this, Led Zeppelin and Allman Brothers, if that's rock music to you, then it's going to go away. Because the people that are familiar and grew up on that music are going to die. And so the definition of all of that is going to change anyway. So I'm just grateful that I was at Sweetwater 3 times this week, and it was loaded with people of all different ages. Kids, a lot of women players there. Old dudes playing jazz, there's a cop over there. Hopefully he doesn't come over here and be like, what are you doing sitting there with that amazing...
I think they definitely are after whoever's in that car.
Holy crap, you are not kidding.
I don't think they're paying attention to us. No. We are not a news channel. No.
Come on. That's so cool. Anyway.
It is personal. And
it probably is. Anyway. Let's go on to the next question really quick. Let me grab this next one. That was a good question, though. Go ahead. Oh, what was your first car?
Are you asking me?
It says for both of us.
Oh, I see that. So my first car was a Nissan Sentra SER 5-speed.
Oh, yeah. Yep. And mine was a 67.
Oh, 91, by the way. Pretty sure.
67 Impala.
90? 91. I don't know.
Okay, go ahead. Brett has 2 questions. I'm hoping to finish up my tele project soon. I'm trying to decide between an Esquire with a 4-way Eldred mod, 2 different caps, or a hidden P90. Which one would you choose? Okay. This is a loaded question. Because I know that if you buy 2 pickups from me, you're going to buy them from me. And if you bought 1 pickup, then you would only buy 1. So the selfish part of me would say, do a hidden P90 and a tele pickup, because then you would buy 2 pickups from me. However, I think that's the wrong answer, because I don't think you're going to actually like a hidden pickup underneath the pick guard. That you can't just do that. It doesn't really work like we want it to work. Also, Esquires are where it's at, man. I would totally do an Esquire with the Eldred mod. And not the Eldred mod. Maybe I'll post a wiring diagram in Patreon so that you can see it, because I have an idea for you. Shane wants to know, hey Dylan and the lovely Leslie. I'm not lovely, just you. Recently got an ESP single cut that has 24 frets on a 24 3/4 scale, which I assume means the 2 humbuckers are closer together than normal. Which one of your pickups do you feel would work for this guitar? I'm aiming for 70s hard rock and 80s metal tone.
Hi, Shane. I can't answer your question, but I can say hello.
I'm going to go with a center punch neck and an 8-ball bridge because that will get you right in 70s and 80s. Yeah. And you're going to get great pitch harmonics. You're going to get all that proper metal kind of feel. At least we're getting more lighting.
I was going to say, I feel like there's a lot more traffic on this side now because everybody's like, ooh, what's happening?
If you could park right over here for and give me just a little...
I don't want to invite them over here. I mean, even the buggy guy, like, he's like, oh, let me go get this random cart that I've probably ignored all day.
That's so funny. I have to go see.
Yeah.
I wonder how many employees are like glued to the window over there. That's
well,
so
they
funny.
may have called, so maybe
that's true.
Literally curious. I don't know.
Maybe they're stealing toilet paper or something. Vincent has a couple of questions too. More so on fully hollow bodies than semi-hollows, but how much do you think what is attributed to the...
did you do Brett's second question? I thought he had 2 questions.
Oh, did he? Wait, hang on. Sorry.
Oh, now we're laying on top. Somebody else said it, and I was like, wait,
Brett,
didn't somebody have 2 questions?
Oh, what would you recommend for somebody looking to get their first motorcycle? Ooh. I would say...
Are you getting a motorcycle? Okay, continue.
I would say go to the Harley store. I would say go to the Harley store and take their class and do their little ride around the parking lot thing, learn all you can, join up with the community so that you can get people to teach you stuff. It's way better than any kind of internet Facebook groups and all that garbage. I wouldn't do any of that. And go on their recommendations for a small something. Honestly, but the funny thing is, I would more go with some sort of light cruiser, like and I guess that's one of those little Harleys. But I would say some sort of light cruiser, like a little V twin cruiser, like a Honda Blast. What does my sister-in-law have? She has a Honda Blast. She has those Moto Guzzi V7 things are pretty cool. Lighter and lower seat height to start with. And yeah, that's what I would do. Something older technology. You don't need to worry about anything super fancy and new. Because if you get something older, the throttle response will be a little softer and, yeah. Get something with ABS though, because then it'll have traction control. Won't be super snappy on the throttle. Won't be uncomfortable or scary to ride.
Thanks for telling us we missed it, Jeffrey.
Yes, thank you.
I think we did that one.
Yeah, no, we didn't do Vincent's yet.
All right. Vincent has 2 questions.
He does. More so on fully hollow body guitars than semi-hollows. How much do you think that what has contributed to the hollow semi-hollow sound comes from the pickups being microphonic? I mean, they're by nature microphonic in a hollow body guitar because anytime the pickup moves, that's a bad... So, let me say this. What you really want for no feedback is you want the pickup to stay totally still and just the strings to move. But in a hollow body guitar, then everything starts to move, and that's where feedback comes from. So when you start to have parts of the guitar that aren't supposed to move start moving, then basically that's where feedback comes from. More in this context. And so it's probably not the pickups themselves. Microphonic pickups,
there they go,
can be bad, but not usually unless they're a squeal. And it could like be exaggerated, I guess, but I don't know. I don't view microphonic pickups as a real issue unless when you play, you can hear them banging around and stuff. Then you kind of have to worry about it. Number 2, I just bought this shirt is stupid shirt. What does that say about the person wearing it? That you have fantastic taste in merch. Thank you, Vincent. He's from Hong Kong. He ordered like 3 shirts the other day. Pretty awesome. So he's going to be sporting some stuff global. What is your drink of choice? I don't have anything. I didn't even bring water. You have water.
I mean, what if, in general, I don't think he means like right now.
Oh, I thought he meant right now because we always say.
I mean, when did he ask this question?
Oh, this afternoon. So maybe you're right. I'm all about some fizzy water lately.
Which is revolutionary, if you know.
It's hard to get me to drink a lot of water, and so all this fizzy water that's out lately. I don't know what is it called? Sparkling water, I guess.
Carbonated water. No sugar.
Yeah, no sugar. I'm trying not to drink sugar stuff. I actually was gonna get a Coke today because my head was starting to give me a headache again, and I was like, no.
Your head was starting to give you a headache, like it was a gift. My head was giving me a headache.
Man, it was too.
Not a gift, though.
That's all the questions.
Oh. Okay. Would you like to have some more questions? Because people ask, or do you want to talk about your topic?
Well, let's talk about that a little bit, and then we'll get.
What else were we supposed to talk about? We did not listen to anything this week.
No.
I don't think we're going to anymore.
We talked about that last week.
Oh, I wasn't here.
Yeah, I forgot to tell you. I mentioned it last week that we feel like we're saying the same thing over again because music is awesome and we just like some and we don't like some.
Yeah.
And I don't
know enough to have a nice conversation about it.
I do, but people don't like my opinions about music, so I don't really care to share them because I want to stay objective and positive about how I feel about the world.
Are you saying you can't be positive about music?
Oh, I totally can. But if I
can get a negative perception,
people will definitely disagree with me, and then it will turn bad. And I don't want to start that. Unless it's about Tone Wood or Gibsons. Then I'll start that all day long. Because, click.
I drink a lot of water mixed with sugar and flavorings. As do most people.
She drinks a lot of water that turns into vodka.
What?
Vodka's just water with rotten potatoes in it.
That doesn't sound very appetizing. I don't drink that much vodka, y'all.
She doesn't. It just seems to be her favorite when she does.
I do. Anytime I have something that tastes really good, though, like a drink, like it could be juice, it could be a flavored something fizzy, it could be the regular sparkling water with no sugar. It doesn't matter. Fill in the blank, and I'll taste it, and I'll be like, this would be good with vodka.
Oh,
so
that's true.
I do give the impression that I drink a lot of vodka, but I don't drink it as near as much as I would like to drink it.
Wow. Let's talk about Sweetwater for a second. So you might be wondering why I think that Sweetwater is one of the best, or probably the best, that I've been in many long times.
Long time.
Yes. Music store. And I was talking to someone at Sweetwater about this today. And we were discussing it, and I was telling him, I think what people don't realize is that with Sweetwater, there are so many humans doing all the human things that should be done at a proper guitar store, but they're just doing it at scale. So they have their 55-point inspection of every guitar over $299. They have 150 people. That's their job. All they do is those inspections. They have 15 people that work in their normal store, because there's a storefront here in Fort Wayne, and it's the largest guitar shop in the world.
He says here, we're not there.
We were there. They have 15 people that their job is, if you don't see it on the wall, they go to the warehouse and pick it up and get it and bring it back to you within 10 minutes. That's just their job. That's all they do is run back and forth all day long, bringing you
Can they skate?
whatever guitars you want. I know because they did it for me today. And actually, I was there the other day. You probably saw the picture of the gentleman from Hawaii buying a custom shop Strat. They brought him 4 of them. And he and I sat around and played Strats for like an hour, just like trying to decide which one was the best one. And he bought one. The other 3 guitars that he did not buy go back to the warehouse and then go through the 55-point inspection again.
I didn't know that.
They get checked every time in case something got knocked out of alignment or something got damaged or whatever. So if somebody plays it and then it goes back, they check it again.
They check it when it goes back, or they check it when it comes out?
They check it when it goes back before it gets put back in the box.
So that it's ready.
So that it's ready at all times.
Got you.
There is a common misconception that every guitar bought at Sweetwater is set up. So I'm going to show you something because it's not true, but it kind of is. I have their 55-point inspection thing right here. So when you look at this, so 24-hour climate acclimation, blah, 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 blah. So there's they check all your hardware and stuff. Let's come down here to playability check over here on the right. Tuning machines and tune to pitch, stretch strings and tune to pitch, string and saddle position. So this would be saddle height, neck relief, frets, action height. So I guess they do that both things. It depends on the guitar, I guess. Intonation, pickup height, tremolo system, play test all notes on the fretboard for bad frets, check that kind of stuff. Play and test a variety of half and whole step bends, and play and test a variety of chords and styles. And here's what I'll tell you. I know I've spoken to a couple of these people that do this. They actually play guitar. And they do know what they're doing.
So somebody said that. They were like, many of these people are musicians. And I would venture to say most of them are musicians because they are actively testing. Even like the help people are like testing things that they're trying to help you with.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. So we look at that and you might say, well, that's a setup. But it's not, because down here at the bottom, it says it's different than a setup because an inspection ensures that the instrument meets the manufacturer tolerances, whereas a setup tailors the guitar to a player's specific preferences. This is a very important thing to think about. When we were discussing this in our video a couple of weeks ago about, or maybe, whenever that was, about the difference between quality control issues and setup problems. So all the Gibson and Epiphone products that I have played, have gotten my hands on, even the ones at Sweetwater, all of them, the nuts have been too high, period, out of the box. And everybody's like, that's a quality control problem. It isn't, though. Telecasters, for example, also, the action is always higher than I want it to be. Here's why. Because the standard that the guitar gets set at from the factory is higher than the final playing setup for most players. So when Sweetwater takes a guitar out of the box, and I verified this today, this is not me talking out the side of my head. I asked this a few different ways to make sure that I got this right. They set the guitar to factory spec. Sometimes factory spec is not optimum player spec. So there was a few guitars that I played today and yesterday or the other day, that weren't perfectly set up. And it's not because they weren't set up. And it's not because of bad quality. It's because they were to factory spec, factory ship spec. And you're going to say, well, they should be within blah, blah, blah. No. There's a reason why all the Gibson nuts that I've played lately have been too high. It's because, let's face it, Gibson necks and Epiphone necks move around a lot. They want to err on the side of too high before they err on the side of too low. After the guitar's been shipped, after it's moved around, all that sort of stuff, they want to err on the side of too high. And this is another thing that I spoke to somebody about today. They want to err on that side. Sometimes it feels like it might be too high, but it's right. It is how it should be. Then you should have the guitar set up properly for you. Not for me, like for you. There's a reason why it's called a setup. So I just want to mention that because there have been misconceptions about that. In fact, we were talking about it today, and he's like, "You should bring that out if you're going to talk about our customer service and all that stuff tonight." I'm like, "I will. I'll talk about it." He's like, "You know where the 55 point inspe-" Oh, I said, "I already looked at it. I already know." Um, so yes, so that's a really cool thing. Let's talk about customer service.
Yeah, and a couple people have already mentioned, like, I love my sales guy. I love my sales guy. So let's talk about the sales guy.
Yeah. So, first of all, they're like world renowned, not just in the guitar space, right?
You're talking about just support?
Just their customer service.
Yeah. So I am a part of an organization, so I do support. That is why customer service and support is super important to both of us.
Mm-hmm.
So I do support. I'm a part of an organization. Basically, we're just promised to do support better, right? Like people first, outside of the box, like do support right. Take care of people. And there are conferences, mm-hmm. and we're all in Slack groups, and we all communicate regularly, newsletters, conferences, etc. And in this group that I'm in, so I'm familiar with Sweetwater from him being a purchaser. Mm-hmm. I've never purchased anything from Sweetwater. I'm not a musician. I don't play anything. I don't buy him things. He can spend money just fine. And so I was seeing in these groups that literally people ask all the time, who's, when you're wanting to write an article or you're talking about good support, you're always getting a pulse from the community, like who's doing a good job. And
we have a super chat.
Okay.
Doc says, "Okay, loaded question then. Which guitar brand is responsible for more great music, Gibson or Fender? And by the way, most vodka is now made from grain, except from some Polish brands. Lukasowa is my personal favorite."
Yeah, so people wanted to call you out on most vodka's not made from potatoes. My favorite, one of my favorite. We mostly don't buy grain vodka though. I like grape vodka.
Yes.
And I think we do buy potato vodka.
Let's put that to the rest of the people in the down there. Who has been responsible for more great music, Gibson or Fender? I'm going to say Fender.
Thanks for the super chat, though,
yes.
Doc.
Thank you, Doc. I appreciate that very much.
So, putting pulses out to the community, gathering feedback, Sweetwater comes up a lot in this group. They're not a part of our group. Had I had an opportunity to talk to somebody about it, I probably would have. But so these are just consumers saying, hey, I've dealt with Sweetwater. They're amazing. And I have a picture, actually. I took a picture. There's a quote on the wall, and I was like, oh, that sums it up greatly. So there's a quote on the wall that says, at Sweetwater, we're committed to one very simple principle. Always do the right thing. So not sell the best instruments, sell the most stuff, do the right thing. That is a huge statement, especially from a support perspective and customer service perspective, because doing the right thing means it doesn't live in a manual, right? Like, it's not always going to look the same.
Mm-mm.
What good service is to you is going to look different than it does to me. So always do the right thing, I think, is a really powerful thing. So just wanted to share that from an outside perspective there.
Yeah, and that is what it is. Like, when you go in there, you don't go 10 minutes or 5 minutes without somebody saying, hey, is there anything I can get you?
And it doesn't feel intrusive. It's not like,
Mm-mm.
Are you going to buy something? It's like, have you been helped? Do you need any help? Can I help you with something?
And then they leave.
Yeah.
And you'll be in a room full of guitars by yourself.
Yeah.
With every amp and every guitar almost that you could ever think of. And then when you're like, wait, I don't see this model. You go over to this other touchscreen on the wall, and it's like, yes, we have that in stock on the touchscreen on the wall. And you just go say, hey, can you bring me that guitar? Boom, it's there in 10 minutes. It's like, today I bought that Peterson tuner, the new Peterson tuner that just came out. And I just walked up to some dude and I was like, hey, I want to buy this. Do you have it in stock? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, is that the only thing you're buying? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm going to be here for a while. And he's like, okay, well, I'll just have it brought up and I'll stick it up to the front with your name on it. And that was it. And I could have walked up to any random person as I was thinking of stuff and they just would have went and got it. Like, it's awesome. And then they have, okay, well, actually, here, I'll show you. This kind of got screwed up, so we're going to do it differently than... So this is how it's set up. Sorry, I screwed it up. I didn't... Okay, I don't know. I don't know what just happened there.
That was a sneak preview. You'll get to see that soon, I guess.
Yeah, I'll put it in a video. Basically, I took a bunch of video. They have the biggest pedal selection. It's a huge pedal wall of all these pedals. They have these stations with headphones, and you can take a guitar, any guitar you want, and any pedal you want, and go and like plug it in and set it all up. It's awesome. I just think that if other guitar shops would pay attention to what some of these bigger places are doing, I just feel like what they're doing is they're taking the best parts of a guitar store and actually successfully scaling it. He told me, I think they have, I want to say it's 600. I could be wrong about this, but I know the second number. But the first number, I think it's 600. It might have been 400, but I think it's 600 customer service reps that they have on staff. And he said they're going to try to up that by 300 in the next year because the owner, the chairman of the board, has this, it's like a pipe dream, but it's like kind of in his theory.
Chairman of the board. Are they public company?
I don't know that, but I know the guy Chuck that started it said he's the one that said this, that he has like this idea that every customer should have a customer service rep, like their own. Like in a perfect world, every person would each get their own, but it's not a perfect world. So the way it is now is
I hope they have a system in place for feedback otherwise.
every customer does have their own customer service rep, though.
I know, but what if
But
you
it's
have
not
a crappy
one-to-one.
rep? Like,
Um,
where's the safety in that?
that is a good question that I was gonna ask. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But anyway. So yeah, the place is amazing. Do they still have the VW bus as you enter Sweetwater? Yes. A private equity company has injected a bunch of money into them. That is true. They are growing. They are going to grow. My guess is that this is just a guess. This has nothing to do, nobody told me anything. This has nothing to do with anything. My guess would be so that they can globalize their reach.
Yeah, and just because my company just went through this, so just because a global equity firm pours money into a smaller company doesn't mean they're going to buy them either. They are there to help build a trajectory of growth for resources that you may not have in-house. So they do a lot of consulting with you when they give you that money, and it just gives you a different trajectory to scale your business up.
Yep. No, that's an interesting observation. Good observation, though.
So can you talk about the size of this place? Because people are like, it looked like you were in a mall, and somebody was like, Galleria. So
they call it a mall.
I know. So can you talk about that?
Yeah, it's I forget how many square feet it is.
There is a video coming, by the way.
There is a video coming. However, after I spoke to them today.
Oh, maybe you're going to wait.
We're going to get to the brass tacks of what's going on here.
Well, somebody asked the question, so we can ask the question and then you can answer it.
Yeah.
I can't see with this white background, so.
Oh.
I don't remember where they asked the question. Did they let you go in the warehouse?
They did not this time. We were trying to work that out, but apparently, they do these tours, these like special tours for like YouTubers and stuff, every once in a while, and they just did one last week. It just so happens that I was there of my own accord. I had nothing, was not officially there in any capacity. I just like went there because I wanted to be there. So I was like off sync with all of it. And at that time, I was not involved with Sweetwater at all, which is what I want to get to. So the other day, let me just say before I get into this, you can say whatever you want in the comments about shilling for a brand, liking one brand over the other, whatever. But you true OGs who have been here the longest know that if I don't like a guitar, I'm going to tell you I don't like it. And if I do like a guitar or a piece of gear, I'm going to tell you that I do like it. And you know when I'm really stoked on one, right? And that goes for anybody that I involve myself with in this business. If, you know, the guitar cable company, anybody that I get involved with, if I'm stoked on them, I'm stoked on them. And it's just because I'm stoked on them. So I was there, I was playing a guitar, a PRS of all things. That video will come out tomorrow. It's only 4 minutes long, but spoiler alert, I almost bought a PRS today. Can you believe that crap? I was playing this guitar, and this dude walks up to me, and he's like, and I had my camera with, you know, the big puffy thing and everything on it. And this dude walks up to me, and he's like, what are you shooting? I'm like, I'm just shooting some stuff for the YouTube channel because I'm, you know, just here visiting, and I just wanted to see the place. I've never been here before. It's super awesome. And he goes, that's funny. I'm the head of social media, blah, 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 blah. And he said, are you an affiliate with us? And I said, I am not. And he's like, hang on. And he calls his boss, and his boss comes down, and they talk to me for like an hour. And they're like, we've been watching your YouTube channel, and you've been on our radar for a while to talk to, but we've been really busy, blah, blah, blah. The long and the short of it is, you don't just apply to be an affiliate with Sweetwater. They invite you. I did not know this. Well, they invited me. It's something that I've really wanted for a long time. Because when I talk about stuff in videos, I want to be able to have a start to finish process. And let's face it, we don't like ordering from Amazon, especially when it's like guitar stuff, like guitar gear. It just feels weird, and it's Sweetwater's a brand you can trust. If I tell you, go buy this tuner is awesome, which go buy it, it's awesome. There's a link to it in the description below. You know that you can trust Sweetwater, and you already have a rep with them already. I just wanted that because I wanted that full, kind of like full circular thing with my viewers and the people that are trusting me to help them with all this stuff. And so it's something I've wanted for a long time, but I wasn't going to ask, and I didn't know that I couldn't ask. Anyway, they invited me. So the long and the short of it is, I'm super stoked on Sweetwater after being there for the first time myself. I've never seen this before. It is so good. Um, that's number one. And number two, I am an affiliate now, which means that we will be sharing links to Sweetwater in the descriptions of our videos. From now on, every video has a link to it. So if you go down there right now, there will be a link to Sweetwater. You can use that link, and I invite you to, please, use that link to shop for anything at all times at Sweetwater. If you were like going to buy something random, go to one of my videos, click on that link first, then shop for whatever you're going to shop for. It does not cost you anything extra. But what it does do is it shows them that you are paying attention to what we're making. Because I guess the easiest way to say this is the more you show that you support the channel by using that link, the more opportunities for content in the future. So the reason you watch a video, some other YouTube video, and they're like, this video is brought to you by Sweetwater, and they sent me this pedal, it's because of that. So I am really excited about it because they actually already invited me to make a piece of content. And I'm really stoked about it because it's a piece of content I've never made before. I'm not going to tell you what it is right now. It's coming out in the next couple of weeks. I'm really stoked on it. And it's something I've never been able to do before. But because of them, I can now. And so the more you click on that link, the more they're going to be like, oh, people are paying attention to what he does. Let's do something else cool. Including invite me back because we discussed me going back to Sweetwater and doing a specific video on their service department, their technical parts of setup. They have a Plek machine. They can do fret work. They do all kinds of stuff there that I don't think people realize. You could order a Fender Squire right now and have stainless frets put on it before they ship it to you. You could have a Fender Squire, order a Fender Squire right now, and have custom shop pickups put in it, and then they would ship it to you that way. Like, there's all kinds of crazy things that can happen that a lot of people don't know. So they want me to come back and do some content related to that. So the reason I'm talking to you about all this is because I really appreciate all of your support. Using the links below and obviously buying our pickups and all that kind of stuff. I have bigger goals for this channel. And those bigger goals are starting to come together. And part of them is to drive around the country in a motorhome and show you guys cool guitar related stuff.
We're so close.
We are so close to, but believe me, at $3 and whatever cents a gallon, it is not cheap to do that. And contrary to popular belief, we don't make Mr. Beast money around here. Like, we're not that big of YouTubers. So we've been self-funding it the entire time. And so this has been super fun to get these little opportunities to make the content better. And I am really stoked. I'm so excited about this. So I'm really hoping to meet up with Reverend. I'm hoping to meet up. We have like a half a dozen people. I have a list, and it's growing every day, that as we make our way across the country, back east and south, we're going to be stopping various places. I spoke with the Casino Guitars guys this morning. We're going to do a collaboration with them later this year. Um, we obviously have the classes and stuff that we're doing with Texas Toast Guitars in May. So that's going out to Colorado. I spoke with some other people about doing some... there's another couple other guitar builders and a studio that I want to check out in Colorado. Like, we have all kinds of fun stuff coming. And so telling you all this cool stuff is really fun. Thanking you for your support, obviously, is very important to me. So, yeah, that's really, really cool. And I'm really stoked to be able to share it all with you. What else do we have in here?
Those are all still questions you have to answer.
Okay. I received a call. with caller ID from Guitar Center. The person said they were from Musician's Friend and they had deals on the website. I wasn't interested, so I said no, but I was surprised by the call. So yeah, because Musician's Friend is owned by Guitar Center, and they are probably trying to take some cues from somebody like Sweetwater, I would imagine. How many kinds of whammy bar, and which one is the worst? Well, let's see. You got your Strat 6-post, you got your Strat 2-post, you got your Wilkinson 2-post, which are kind of like a Strat 2-post, but a little different. You got your Stets bar, which I can't stand. You got your Duesenberg trem, which I also can't stand. You got your Bigsby, and there's all those Bigsby. So there's the 5, the 7, the 12. You got your Floyd. You got your Edge, Ibanez Edge. You got there's probably some more in there. That new Sophia trem, which is a piece of garbage. I don't like it. So that's probably the worst one. Oh, super chat. Happy for you guys. A gallon of gas on me. Dude, thanks.
Thanks, Mr. Goat.
I appreciate that. That's awesome. Vega Trem. Yeah, Vega Trem.
So
yeah.
Which one's the worst?
Which one's the worst? It's the one that was on the Kolos guitar, which was that Sophia Trem. Thing's terrible. Strings pop out and stuff. Thoughts on the Les Paul Special TV Yellow worth $1,600? Seems like a pretty simple guitar for that price. Buy that guitar. And then call me about pickups. I almost bought one of those the other day. We were in there and I was like, man, I really kind of want this. And she's like, well, it's a P90 guitar. It would be good for the channel. And I'm like, yeah, but I just did a P90 guitar. Like, I did 2 P90 guitars because, yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, man, I really want this guitar. I would totally buy it. Oh, thanks for the super chat. Proud of you, been a follower since the Barncaster. Oh, the fence postcaster, maybe? Maybe that's what he meant.
Thanks, Todd.
Thank you, Todd. I appreciate that very much. Yeah, buy that Les Paul Special, dude. It's good. It's a real good guitar.
Oh, I did forget to send a question over. So I think it was Brett asked if you were going to do a detailed video on that tuner.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm actually going to shoot that tomorrow. So here's one thing happened this week, and I apologize to all the YouTube members and Patreon members. I tried to be a week ahead on that, but I was holding off for this Sweetwater thing. And then it got longer and longer, and then they invited me over again today to have another meeting and all this stuff. And
how many miles is it there?
60.
So 60 one way, and we've been 3 times this week.
Yes.
So we've really been working hard.
Yeah, we've been doing a lot, and plus we've made a lot of pickups this week,
and a lot of content that you haven't seen yet.
Yeah. So yes. It's been a busy week. So I have some stuff coming, but I think the next video is going to be that tuner. It's good. I started using it today.
Just turn it off if you already answered it.
Oh, yep. I didn't. Oh. Speaking of Gibsons, though, on the Les Paul Special TV Yellow, is it worth the cash? Absolutely. Dylan, what is your choice of wrist watches tonight? I am wearing a Movado Museum. This was my first Movado, and I don't wear it very often. I'll tell you why I wore it.
Why did you wear it?
Because I'm dressed exactly the same way I was dressed the last time I was at Sweetwater, so that if I shot something, there would be no continuity errors. I know that's nerdy, but sorry. I just bought the Squier Classic Vibe 50 Strat. What are your thoughts on the stock pickups? Ivan, you make your own pickups now, and I think you should make your own, and you should put them in there. Because they're not that great. So, I mean, either order some from me or make your own. But I challenge you. I'll just say this. I challenge you to make your own pickups for that guitar. And then I want you to make them, put it in the guitar, and then post in our Facebook group playing it when it's done.
So Bryant said, we should have parked closer. So just as we're being transparent here, like we do typically drive and find somewhere to stay, right? And then we venture out. Like,
Yeah.
This was not planned.
I didn't realize it was so close.
Close?
I mean, I thought it was like 2 hours away.
we this was not planned. And on top of that, so I think a lot of people think you can just drive your motorhome wherever. One, that's not true. Two, I also work full time. So we park somewhere, establish kind of a home base, because I'm working. And then he goes off and does things when he's not working in the house, which most of the time he is. But
yeah, so
this was a little odd for us, and it's not worth moving our whole house for something we didn't even know was going to happen.
Finding a place to keep our big motorhome is a chore. It's a thing that we have to do. It's a thing, and we work a lot. Is that another super chat?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Don't answer this one yet. You still have questions.
Oh, 60 miles, not 360 miles.
All right. I don't know what that means.
Genre attrition.
Maybe when you were talking about guitar players.
Maybe.
I don't know.
What is Tito's made with? I don't know what Tito's is made with. Why are people more into what the headstocks say it is? Why the brands have been over the top of all the others? Well, there have been several brands when no one knows about, and they are much superior. Yeah, I mean, that's a thing.
That is a thing.
That's a thing. People thinking that you have to have a particular brand to sound good, and you just don't anymore, really.
And I think that is a struggle. You know, when we go to these guitar shows, even, like, you see some small people you never heard of doing really cool things, and and you may never see them again, though, because it is a hard market to get into.
It is hard. I mean, you think about pickup wise, like going against all the other, even the small big players like Lawler and all of them. We've been selling pickups in that market for a long time now, and just now getting enough traction where I feel good about it. Like, it's just now starting to really pop off, and it's taken years. It's taken years to do that, and not everybody has the runway to do that. We didn't. We've put a lot into this, so it is a thing for sure. Hey, Leslie and Dylan, I want a giveaway for the pickups on January 19th. I was trying to reach out in the email. Oh, dude, can you check your spam folder? January 19th.
I don't even remember what that would have been.
I don't either, but I will check my spam folder, sir.
January 19 of this year?
Oh, January of
19. January of 2019.
Oh, that's not a good. Know. That's not good. If you did win something, we need to sort that out. Let's see. Any opinion on Tone Ninja Newt tuning machines? 2/3 the price of other tuners with a 19-to-1 gear ratio. I usually buy Hipshot, but they just raised the prices, and so I'm looking for an alternative. I am a fan of Clusen Revolutions for 19-to-1 tuners. I really like them. I don't have an opinion on the Tone Ninja. That does not mean they're bad. I do not have any experience with them. So if I said something bad about it, that would be mean, and I don't want to do that.
Dennis says Tito's is corn-based because it's gluten-free.
Oh, okay.
That would make sense. I did think it was gluten-free, but I didn't know what that meant it was made from.
Awesome.
That's it. I've already switched you back over.
I hope you have time to make the P90 I ordered for my Les Paul double cut. So,
did he say he ordered it today?
He ordered it today.
Jeffrey, the link did work. Our little test. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. So the way our schedule works, is all the pickups that got ordered this week, we make next week. So your pickup will be wound probably Tuesday.
Pickups still take priority.
Yeah, pickups still take priority over.
We might get behind on content, but
yeah,
or pre-content.
Yeah. Well, there will always be a video. Well, so and you might wonder about this. Like, we're not just driving around the country like having fun. We are, Leslie has a full time job. She works 8 to 4 Monday through Friday Eastern time, and so when we're on the West Coast, she has to get up at like 5 in the morning. I
You said 2021 January giveaway.
Oh,
I don't even remember a giveaway from this year.
I don't even remember what that was. So we will have to. Yeah. I will look into it.
Did I get in trouble for that posting? He didn't even know I posted it, y'all.
She didn't. I didn't know until she got home. Until I got home from Sweetwater, and I was in such a good mood. It didn't matter.
He didn't say delete it, so it's still up.
Yeah, it's still up there. I don't think we should. I think we should leave it like that.
So if you're in the Facebook group,
there's
a link and a code in there.
Yeah. So Mondays we shoot video content. Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Thursdays we shoot video content and make pickups. And Fridays I shoot video content. Plus we do this live thing here. Plus I'm editing and writing and finding lately time to play. I have to also play because I'm getting to the point where some of this content you're about to see, I have to play for it. So, and I don't get to play. So my playing's been sucking. So I've been like spending some time to try to get better so that I can pull off all these demos that we're about to do. We got a bunch of cool stuff coming. The long and the short of it is we are both working from the time we get up in the morning to the time we go to bed at night. Like and then still trying to find some time to go take photos and do Instagram stuff for, the Dylan and Leslie YouTube channel, because that is getting fired back up again. So any content that doesn't fit on this channel goes over there. So yeah, because we have some goals there too. So yeah, it's been busy lately. It's been very busy. To the point where we're sitting in a parking lot of a grocery store at 9:00 at night on a Thursday, which is weird.
But and what he doesn't know is I'm going to make him go in this grocery store.
I want to, actually. I was thinking we should go grocery shopping after this. PRS sets up their guitars. Oh, so we need to talk about two things. One, if you follow this channel for any amount of time, I do not like PRS guitars. I cannot stand them. I have tried to like them. I have literally tried to like them so many times. That all changed this week, dude. I have tried every which way to justify buying a PRS Mark Lettieri signature Fiore. It is basically a Silver Sky that is a single hum with a different neck. It's not a Silver Sky, but it's a Strat body. That guitar is perfect. That guitar is what I want. Like, if I can't have a custom shop Strat, that's the guitar I want. It is so good. And what's crazy about it is, for the pickup guy that I am, and because people give me a hard time about it all the time on the channel, that I very rarely say this guitar doesn't need pickups. Usually I'm like, first thing I'm going to do is change out the pickups. But I'm a pickup guy. So guess what? 2 guitars this week aren't getting new pickups. One of them is the guitar I didn't buy because I did not buy the PRS. Normally, I don't even have to ask. Normally, if I buy a guitar, Leslie doesn't care. She just knows that I'm buying it for the channel, and it's going to be awesome, and we're going to make videos about it. Like, she knows that. This one was different, though, because it was so good that there was no content. Like, I wasn't going to change anything. It didn't need a setup. It wasn't going to need new pots. It wasn't going to need new pickups. It wasn't going to need anything. There's nothing it needed. It was so perfect. And I'm like, and I loved it. I played it through like 6 different amps today because I'm amp shopping. I played it through like 6 different amps today. Every one of them it was like, this could be my reference guitar for lots of things. It was so good.
Listen to him try to weave it into business.
But it was $2,300, and I just couldn't do it. Because it won't make videos for us. Like, it won't make good content. So,
and we don't have downtime. We were just talking about that.
Right. It's not like I'm going to sit around for hours with no reason to play. Like, I have a reason to do this stuff. So, I came home with instead completely also opposite and outside of my completely opposite, nothing I've normally ever buy, has active pickups in it. I bought a Schecter Sun Valley Super Strat thing with EMGs and a Sustainiac and a Floyd. And it's a weird color. It has two 9-volt batteries. We're talking so atypical Dylan Talks tone. However,
so not typical his playing style too. It is interesting what you're inspired to like.
Because I've been playing it.
So you could line up. I don't care. It could be a room full of every one of you, and you could all play your little riff. I know every time Dylan's playing. It doesn't matter where we're at. I know every time he's playing. Not today.
Yeah, because I completely just played different.
He's like, you have to listen to this, and it was weird.
Yeah,
it was cool.
So because it has a Sustainiac in it, and probably one of the most requested videos we get ever, and I've never had a chance to do it, so I was like, I have to go get one of these, is how does a Sustainiac work? So,
see, I already have a question. What's a Sustainiac? It's coming.
It's coming. It's coming. A Sustainiac is basically you flip a switch on a guitar and the note never stops. No, it never stops.
Even when you think it's dying, it like kicks it back in
gear. Swells back up again, yeah. And there's 3 different modes to do that. It's crazy.
It is crazy.
It's the neatest thing. And then you play it with a Floyd and EMG pickups through the Marshall with some gain, and it is super duper fun. As long as your
batteries are good, you could just keep on going.
Yep. So, yeah, the note is endless. It's like basically having an EBO built into your guitar, but it's not the same. So it looks like a guitar pickup. It is a guitar pick. Part of it is a guitar pickup. I don't want to get into the details right now because that's what the video is going to be about. But, I mean, wait till you see this video. I'm going to like multi-track record for this video. Like, we're going to do some stuff that I don't normally do. I'm telling you, having the resources to make cool videos makes all the difference. And so I'm super stoked.
Yeah, he is super inspired.
Way stoked. Yeah, man. So anyway.
We're all caught up.
We are.
If you have any other questions, you better get them in fast, and we'll stay as long as there's super chats.
Otherwise, we're going to go grocery shopping, which sounds freaking fun. I'm not a fan of the Sustainiac. So here's the thing about a Sustainiac. I don't care about it either. Like, I just don't, it doesn't blow my hair back. You know what I mean? Like, but then I was like, okay, I have to make this video. How can I use this thing? We're not talking about like putting my foot up on a monitor and playing a bunch of shreddy. Like, that's not me. I don't play that stuff. Homie, don't play that. But I do like making noises that are musical. And so I'm very excited to figure out how to use this Sustainiac as a tool. Maybe with some other effects pedals, maybe with some plugins, I don't know, to do harmonic things that can't be done.
Why didn't you buy me the alien thing?
Oh.
What's it called?
Leslie got to see what an electric theremin is.
I was like, oh, I could totally play an instrument.
Yeah. So she got to play with a theremin.
That's fun. Sounded fun.
Yes. So anyway, I'm super stoked. I'm super stoked about all of this. Uh-oh, we got a super chat. We got a super chat. When do you want to borrow my... What?
He said he had the clear red something. He said it earlier. I don't know what it was. Sorry, John.
Oh.
Sorry, John. I have the see-through red Fiore.
Fiore, yeah.
Fiore.
It's Italian for flower.
Ah.
Because Mark Lettieri is Italian.
What is it? It's a guitar?
That's that PRS I want to buy.
Oh.
Theremins Can Rock.
Doug, we won't be here away for a long time.
Use it with a Miku. Oh, that is so amazing. Use it with a Miku. I love it. I live in Ohio.
Sportitech.
Yeah, what is Sportitech?
I feel like we're behind here. Make elephant noises.
Jeffrey, if you're in Ohio, please reach out to me because we're going to be in Ohio for a few weeks. And we're trying to meet up with as many people as possible.
On Sportitech is on eBay. Where do you order Tone Ninjas?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure.
That was the rest of the beginning of that question.
Awesome.
Why would anybody need that much sustain?
He's saying that probably because I always talk about that. Like, who needs that much sustain?
Are you saying Dennis is picking on you?
He might be, which is totally okay. I'll totally take it from Dennis. I'll take it from any of you, but yeah. So I always joke about that. Like, how much sustain do you actually need? But that's the thing. I think with this thing, you use it as an effect, and you use it with purpose. Like, you don't just...
Says he's in Cincinnati.
Oh, okay.
Do you have any bass pickup demos?
I'm working on that, and in fact, I need to make some calls this week. I have a couple of bass players that I need to send some stuff so they can make demos for me, because I'm not a bass player. So, yes, we are working on that. Ask the Edge. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, there's ways to use it, and I don't
even know his real name. What's his real name?
Who?
The Edge.
What's the Edge's real name? I know it.
Is that terrible?
Is it Robert something?
Oh, that sounds boring.
No,
is that why it goes by the Edge?
It's not that. I don't remember. Somebody. What do you think of the Jackson Soloist? You know, that was actually on my list today too. I was looking at a Jackson. I was looking at a couple of Schecters, and I was looking at a couple of Ibanez's. But I wanted this guitar hit a bunch of boxes for me. I wanted a Floyd.
David Evans.
That's
or
right.
Stuart Adamson. Who's that? Oh, that's the Evo. David Evans, is that you two guy? I don't know.
Time to get a bass.
David Howell Evans. Must be David Evans. Is the Edge. The Edge sounds way cooler.
Everybody's checking to see how far they are from Sweetwater. It's worth the drive. If you can justify a weekend to pop over there, it's definitely worth the drive. It was really, really super cool.
I'm terrible with names.
Yep. Awesome.
Jason said the Edge's first name is Sharp.
Oh my god. That's pretty funny. Oh.
Indonesia. That's cool. Hi, Yuko.
Yeah, man. That's awesome.
All right.
Well, thanks, guys. This has been super fun. Please do me a favor. And if you're going to do any shopping at Sweetwater, please use the link in the description of this video. If you want cables, there's a link for that down there as well.
Wait, when's Gear Fest?
It's in May or something. But yes, I do plan to be there. Oh, we can't be there for May. Mm-mm. I think I already looked at Gear Fest and decided we couldn't get there fast enough. So
everything is happening at the same time this year.
Yeah. We have...
And we'll be in Denver.
Our schedule is filling up much more quickly than I thought it was going to.
Yeah, like already filled, basically.
We are let's just say the next time we make reservations, they are for 2022. We are that filled up with stuff. So GearFest is in June, but it's like 2 weeks after where we have to. It's like, I think we'll have to look into it. But
I think we did look at it, but we have to be there until June the 3rd or 4th, so we're still in Denver.
see, and I think GearFest is like that following weekend.
I think, yeah.
Or NAMM is that following weekend in California.
Oh, GearFest is more middle to late.
It is. We
It
might
would
be
be
able
a
to make
haul,
it.
but
We might be able to make it.
maybe. Now
Please-
it might be worth it
Yeah. Because content.
we have a new relationship.
Yeah. Please use those links. That would be awesome. Thanks for hanging out. You guys have been great. And we will see you. I'm going to upload a little video tomorrow and then another one on Monday. So check it out.
Thanks, y'all.